Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Canada Unity, the viewers that I have jacked into. As you know, I used to be the IT director for Canada Unity, and I'm also a road captain for the Freedom Convoy, an organizer for the Freedom Convoy, and I'm also listed in the class action suit with Paul Champ. Now, the reason for this episode this morning is not for your typical presentation or anything. This is actually something I am reaching out to all freedom fighters across Canada, and I'm reaching out to James Bowder. Now, the reason why I'm reaching out to James is there's been a lot of infighting between groups, including myself with James, over Dana Lee Melfi Peaceman. Now, I'm here to try and make peace with James Bowder, regardless of the nonsense that's been going on, because I feel that Canada Unity has been co-opted by an individual who is working with police. Now, we've been tracking Dana for quite a while now, and I've expressed my concerns many times, and this is not about division, folks. This is about protecting the integrity of our Freedom Convoy movement and ridding itself of agents and infiltrators so we can move forward to get to the end game. Right now we're having the inability to continuously move forward because we have individuals who are consistently trying to get us into trouble for nothing. Okay. Now, the reason my actions, the last few months, taking over the page, it's not I'm taking over the page. I was IT director. I have access to the Canada Unity page still to this day, regardless if I'm an administrator or not. I've done a lot of work for Canada Unity. I've secured all your signatures to make sure that your signatures never got populated to the public. And I'm sitting here along with other truckers who have been personally attacked by Dana Melfi, who have been continuously harassed by Dana Melfi. And he goes around our movement and says he is Peaceman. And just by the way, this is the shirt so people can see. It's not so we have a concern. Now, this is what happened in the last few days. In the last few days, some of us that are allowed to talk to each other, okay, because there are road captains that have been allowed to communicate, and other people within the freedom movement that helped organize the truckers convoy, and many other truckers have all discussed what we need to do to clean up the movement. And we recognize that we are going to try to fix some of this stuff, the divide, and mend any kind of stupidities that's happened due to infiltration, because it actually caused a lot of division between a lot of us. And I'm tired of the division. I know all of our participants are tired of division. We need to move forward. We have a country to save. We have our children to look forward and build a future for our kids. But right now, as an organizer, it's very hard when you have an individual who teams up with members of Antifa and spreads lies about other organizers, or calls the police on other road captains, or tries to set them up and implicate them to be arrested. And that is that is exactly what Peaceman has been trying to do. And I'm going to show you some stuff today, because this is the reason why for this show. It's one thing to come on and say, a bunch of stuff and then people take it as division. But this is the thing. I'm a road captain. I'm an organizer. I've done a lot for the freedom movement. I've done a lot for the convoy protests, for the COVID protests. I've been here since day one. Dana has not. He just popped out of nowhere. And then he infiltrated Canada Unity, and the website's still not up. Okay. Because this is what happened. Dana told James Bowder that he was going to rebuild him a website and do all these things, and he co-opted the organization. And there's no website. But what I did for James, to be not a complete asshole, as I did keep the backup, and I do have the still the old site. And if James would wake up and get rid of the infiltration, maybe he can participate, and maybe we can all start working together again, everyone. Because the fighting, we never did this when we were driving to Ottawa, folks. All of us. What was the message when we went to Ottawa? That we would, all of us unite together, forgive each other, move forward, love, peace, and unity, reinforce our country. And then after the convoy, we've got heavily infiltrated. Even when we got to Ottawa, we got infiltrated by intelligence groups. We got infiltrated by the police and government. The political parties are the ones who infiltrated our movement. Like, we have so much proof to show this, but it's tiring when we're trying to move forward and we're just trying to do the better, something good for our country, for our kids, for you, for me, for our families. And then we have these people who work with authorities, who tried to take down Canada Unity, who sent hack groups. The government paid hackers to hack Canada Unity. And guess what? They didn't get us. Because why? Because I beat them. My team and me, we kicked those hackers' asses, and we always kept the integrity and security at the utmost importance for Canada Unity when I was in charge of that. James, I know you're stressed out, bud. I know you're going through a lot, okay? And it maybe might have taken me a little bit of time to calm down and realize, okay, you didn't do anything to me other than make a bad decision, all right? I've never had an issue with you. And other than that, I have some concerns, and there's a lot of shit talk that's been going on because of this. So I'm going to do my due diligence and say I'm sorry to James, and we need to move forward. And I'm also apologizing to anybody else, okay? Because we have to move forward. Our country, we don't have a year left. This intelligence hack that the Chinese are doing to our government, we don't have much time left, folks. That's why we're protesting April 1st. Everybody's going to Ottawa on April 1st. But Peace Man needs to go. I can't deal with this anymore. And I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you the harassment, the hate, and this guy calls himself Peace Man. And it's done after this. Moving forward, man, no more divide. I implore everybody in the freedom movement to reinforce the love for each other, reinforce everything together for us to make this move forward. Canada, the convoy, we've been trying to organize another event in Ottawa, and we just never can get it happen. Well, right now, we're mobilizing. Okay, we got the right people. We got some of the old people that were from before. We got a whackload of truckers on board our team. Trust me, it's April 1st, and it's to protest the government and demand that the platforming of the Liberal government simply because of unconstitutional governing, which, if you look it up with the Governor General, is a function that the Governor General is required to follow. It's a process. It's a rule set for her. So here I'm going to show you some stuff real quick because everybody has had it and I've had it. I mean, I don't know how much more I can deal with this guy. We're going to start with the hate mail. Okay, the hate mail. So Dana, we know it's him because he's been just continuously ever since, and I don't get anything else from anybody. Like, look at this stuff, man. Making fake accounts. More hate, calling me a fake Indian, you know what I mean? Calling me a goof. It just doesn't stop with this guy. And I'll even show you when I blocked him, okay? I had blocked him out of my system, and he goes and makes another account, He just keeps going. I think I have him in here. It's on the other one. Hold on. All of us are fed up. We're fed up. I'll stop sharing this one, but I will share. I'll show you this one. I'm going to show you what's going on Twitter. No, Carla, I spoke to the Governor General's office, okay? This is what people don't understand, is there's some of us who are actually doing the work. I spoke to the Elections Canada, I spoke to the Commissioner, and I spoke to the Governor General. So, okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. This is Dana, and this is all this week, okay? You're not an organizer, cyber terrorism, bullying, and I've been tagging the JCCF, and I haven't. My response is, hey, JCCF, please do something about Dana. Because if the JCCF is representing freedom fighters, they should not be representing somebody who's trying to get us freedom fighters in jail, especially us organizers. Now, you see it just continues. Harassment, 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 harassment. And then here's Dana. When you click on who he's talking to this member is Antifa, and he's tagging the Ontario Provincial Police to have us arrested. Okay. It's just been continuous. Here's some more, like, again, Ontario Police. This Heswit guy's another Antifa agent, and that's what he does. Trying to bring up my past. This is a picture, folks, when I was working with Dance State, and I used to be a resident DJ with After Hours FM. And also, I was playing all the super clubs in Canada, like Government. I've played clubs in Montreal. I mean, this was what I used to do back in the early 2000s, late 2000s. And, to think like, why I have multiple names I use on social media is because these guys and his friends have reported me so many times over the last 3 years that they deplatformed me a couple times, and I can't use my real name. So that's why I use different last names, is because of these people constantly hating and harassing. And I'm done with it. Everyone is done with it. I mean, that's all they do is harass. Like, and this Jesus person, we believe is either what's his name again? Off the top of my head, I can't remember right now. And again, you know what I mean? He's interacting. Now, look, this guy here is actually, this guy works at Mikey's, okay? Mikey's snowmobiles in Chelmsford. He works as Antifa. His name's Viking Man, right? You know what I mean? And this is the thing, like these Antifa guys fed James Bowder and used Dana as a goat to make sure that James started taking, it's just harassment. I'm done with it. And then this is the thing, okay? I got so fed up, okay, that I actually told him that to keep it up, and I'll show up to his house with my friends, because I'm not tolerating this anymore. I've had enough, I've done nothing but try to help our movement. And yeah, Carla, it's true, man. Like these people, they sit there and they say, Peace Man goes out and tells everybody that he's an icon of the peace of the freedom movement. He's no icon. It's the people of Canada who are the icons of this movement. It's them who made it. It wasn't for the people of Canada, we wouldn't have had any freedom convoy. The egos have to stop, is all I'm saying, and I'm asking for the threats to stop. And James Bowder, if you really truly mean that you want to do something good for the freedom movement, look it, man, I know your heart's in the right place. And we all had our, everybody got into it because of this man, James. He split us up. He co-opted your brand. Your websites are not up. Your emails are not up. And it's been since November. So now I'm putting my foot down and to help the viewers and fan and supporters of Canada Unity, because it's a great brand. I've always told you that. No matter if I'm not with you right now, I still respect the people. You have almost 90,000 people following your page. And you have this man who goes around in the background and attacks truckers. He attacked Clarence. He attacked Bridget. He's attacked everyone. Peace Man, attacking our truckers, folks. Harassing them on a consistent basis. Like, when does it end? Like, there was a time where I had a lot of respect for James, and I had a lot of respect for Sandra, and I love them to death, and we did something historic, all of us, and it just fell apart right when the inquiry started, and James was stressed the shit out. So you know what? Look at James. I'm putting the olive branch out to you. Okay? I'm putting the olive branch out to you on behalf of the rest of us who's had issues with you in the past, because I represent a group of people now. All right? And some of the people that are on my team have stressed concerns about James. And you know what? We all recognize that the division, and it's better to bring everyone together for the greater good, because we got it done in Ottawa. We got to do this again. You think the COVID mandates were something? The COVID mandates are peanuts in comparison to what's going on right now with our country. Our country is about to be destroyed, folks. Our democracy, our financial system, our everything. And you guys have no idea what's coming. You think just a little bit with your digital ID and your 15-minute cities. You have no idea. I see it coming because I know, and many others that have skill sets like me. We all see it because we know the technology. You know, we see what the government's doing, and we're also, when you see this intelligence thing and the government creates their own intelligence group to undermine CSIS, who protects our national security to begin with. CSIS has been harping at the government since 1995 under Project Sidewinder, which was a top secret project that CSIS and other intelligence agencies were curating information about Chinese collusion and interference on our electoral system. And they rigged the election on the 2019 elections, folks. That federal election was rigged. Now Justin's running around trying to, put his own buddies in place, all this other stuff, so that they can hide the truth. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to put all the blame on the conservatives. So we do have a solution. I'm not presenting it on Canada Unity, but if you really like to know what the solution is, go to my website, freeradio.ca, and click on the news tab, and then click on the first article, and you're going to read that article, and it's a starting point for us now. We can win. We can win. So as far as we move forward, on my end, I'm giving my word to everybody that there's no more division for my end. I'm right now, I'm in it to unite people. I need everybody to wake up and say and realize what we're doing, because I've realized what I've done. I'm not no angel. I'm just as guilty. I'm not going to sit here and preach to something and not take my responsibilities of my actions as well. I did some shit too, and I'm guilty of that. So therefore, I'm recognizing it now. I'm just saying it has to stop, right? How are we supposed to save the country if we have people that are just going to continuously fight, and some people who've made a real good impact on all of us? So that's where I'm at. James Bowder, if you want to call me, my phone's open today for you. I will not discuss anything with Dana. I will not sit down in a conversation with someone who's called the police on me, who's had the police come to my house. That's another thing, folks. Dana did a live video about a month ago, and he drove to the Ottawa police station, made a huge scene, and it was live. I watched it. And he was telling the police that I'm a domestic terrorist and he was trying to get me arrested. Okay. Why would an individual try to have organizers, truckers, road captains? It's not just me. I'm not the only one he tried to get arrested. There's others. So this has to stop. Now, and James, I'm going to make you this deal. As a show of solidarity and a show that I really mean what I'm saying, okay? You call me this weekend and I'll put your website back up. All right. But you're going to have to give me control to do that. And then I'll give you control of your website back, full control. You can have it all back. I will give that to you, because I don't think it's right that you have an individual who took over your brand and made you promises to get the better good. Okay. And to make us look bad. And he actually divided us, James. He divided us. He split us up. Where's your website? Where's your emails? All that stuff. He didn't do anything. I was doing everything for you, James. And I had no problem doing that up until I told you to get rid of Peaceman, and you brought him back in because you had a shit fit. We're all guilty of that. So you know what? Let's move past that and look for the better good. I'm sorry, but I am truly meaning this. I am all about uniting this movement. All this movement. I'm asking the other road captains to stop infighting. There's been a rift between some of the road captains, and it's been portrayed and onto the participants and Canadians, and I want that to stop too. I want us all to unite and reinforce our country again. We can't continue like this, folks. Look at the Freedom Convoy was January 2022. We are now March 18th, 2023. We're getting into a year and a half later. And look where we are. Have we accomplished anything? No. Have we made any severe change to government that benefits the people of Canada in terms of freedoms and civil liberties? No. We have done none of that. So moving forward, yes, there's a mass protest being organized for April 1st. No convoy. It's just everybody's going to be in Ottawa that day. And there's a second function to that protest, which is completely peaceful, but it's a tactic that I'm going to be deploying, which if it happens that I get arrested, that's fine. But it will make an impact internationally, and it's not going to harm anybody. It's not violence or nothing. But the point is we need to, as Canadians, stand up for our country and look for every peaceful resolve we can to make it happen. And that's where I'm at. So, like I said, this is done. And my mission now is to reunite and reinforce the entire movement, reinforce freedom fighters and Canadians together, and consult and start opening up dialogue with the opposition, because we have counter protesters out there who have commonalities between our movement and their movement for injustices and for Canadians. And I think that's where we should focus on and stop name calling each other, stop trolling each other, and say, hey, you have issues that you want to bring up, don't you? And we need to find that common ground and reinforce Canadians and make us stronger. So that's where I'm at. And James, I hope you get this message. My phone's open for you today. I hope we can talk, and I hope we can move forward. I don't want to see this continue, and I'm just trying to be, I'm guilty too. I did some shit, and like I said, I apologize. But you know what? It's time to be men, right? It's time to be adults now. It's time to get our A game on again, and it's time to fight for Canada. So that's where I'm at. I'm just asking everybody with, I'm sorry to tell all the Canadians and participants who've seen my behavior in the last few months. I do apologize for that. It's just when you work so hard for a movement and you put so much into it, to have someone else come in, infiltrate, and have it taken away from you, you get a little bitter too, right? You get upset, especially you've done so much to protect the integrity of the information of Canadians, and to be able to do my part with the skills I have. So anyways, much love and God bless everybody. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day. And don't forget, if you see a brother or sister out there right now who's in need of help, right now, all Canadians are hurting. And I think if we can just, show a gesture of kindness to each other and open our hearts and shine the light inside of each other's hearts, we can go a really long way, and we're going to save this country. So God bless everybody. Miigwech, much love.